This is KiniNews and I'm your host Prasad, bringing you today's top stories. What's happening with the price of goods lately? If you're expecting answers from Parliament, think again, because even the minister says it's a complex issue. An answer opposition lawmakers just cannot accept. Opposition lawmakers want Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Alexander Nanta Linggi to resign if he is not able to resolve the rising price of goods by December 9th. This was after Alexander said on November 25th that the issue will be resolved in a couple of weeks.
Yang Berhormat Menteri cakap dalam 1-2 minggu akan selesai. Sekiranya pada 9 hari bulan Disember tak selesai, adakah Yang Berhormat Menteri akan mengambil tanggungjawab? Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Bagan.
Baik, saya boleh bertanggungjawab. Tak apa, itu tidak masalah bagi saya. Ya. Mungkin 9 Disember mungkin tak selesai sebab perkara ini agak kompleks.
The minister's admission that it may not be resolved as soon as previously mentioned prompted a spirited exchange with Bagan MP Lim Guan Eng.
It's your own statement.
The statement
is your own statement.
Sir, statement, when I made the statement, we tried to do. But the fact of the matter is you should know. It is very complex. It is not just entirely in the hands of KPD and NGP. Kalau nak berjanji letak jawatan, Yang Berhormat Production pun pernah kata dulu, hari ini kita menang, besok minyak turun, pun tak turun. Ini Iskandar Putri apa? Pun cakap kalau tunggu sir. Kalau Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim tak jadi Perdana Menteri, saya akan undur, dia kata. Jadi janji apa? Kalau kita nak berpolitik.
Ignoring the interruptions, Alexander said he accepted the criticisms and proposals from Lim. He also concurred with Lim that the rising prices of goods should not be solely be put on the shoulders of traders, as there are logistical issues involved. The MOU has allowed Harapan lawmakers to get funding from the government, but it's not looking so good for non-Harapan lawmakers.
This is wrong and blatantly wrong. Mana keadilannya apabila ahli parlimen kerajaan boleh dapat 3.8 juta ke 5 juta ringgit, ahli parlimen Pakatan Harapan pun diberikan peruntukan tahun depan 3.8 juta ringgit, tapi bagi MUA RM0 Malaysia.
Not all opposition MPs have received equal funding from the government, according to MUA MP Syed Saddiq Ibrahim. He said the equal funding for opposition MPs was only limited to those who had signed a memorandum of understanding with the government. Meanwhile, Simpang Renggam MP Mazli Malik said he too had not received allocations for his constituency despite being a part of Pakatan Harapan.
Jikalau kes MUA, beliau bukan daripada PH, beliau tidak terlibat dalam menandatangani, tapi kes saya agak pelik sikit. Saya sedari dulu daripada PH dan baru-baru ini telah masuk menyertai Parti Keadilan Rakyat. Dan juga saya telah berikan kepada Tan Sri Speaker surat menyatakan kepada kedua-dua keadaan. Malangnya sehingga detik ini, Simpang Renggam masih tidak terima peruntukan. Yang kita terima daripada ICU mengatakan tidak ada peruntukan bagi Simpang Renggam, tanpa mempedulikan isi kandungan MOU yang menyatakan bahawa kami daripada PH, saya daripada Pakatan Harapan, juga sebahagian daripada mereka yang menandatangani.
Harapan had inked the agreement with Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob on September 13th, promising not to obstruct key government agendas in exchange for reforms. Syed Saddiq added that non-Harapan parties were never given the opportunity to sign the MOU. Vernacular schools, do they have a place in Malaysia? If you ask Satur youth, they would say no. Satur youth wants vernacular schools abolished in phases. Party Youth Information Chief Muhammad Ashraf Mustaqim Badrul Munir claimed that non-Muslim students in vernacular schools cannot speak the national language. He added that Bangladeshis, Pakistanis and Nepalis who only stay in the country for a few months can speak better Malay than those in vernacular schools. Ashraf said this after Bukit Mertajam MP Stephen Sim questioned in Dewan Rakyat if Deputy National Unity Minister Wan Ahmad Faisal Wan Ahmad Kamal still stood by his previous position to abolish vernacular schools. This prompted Wan Faisal to stress that he had only sought for the Malay language to be strengthened in vernacular schools, maintaining that he was only speaking in his capacity as Bersatu Youth Chief. Taking aim at Sim, Ashraf said Sim's party DAP has been a thorn in the side that has impeded national integration. Ashraf said Bersatu Youth acknowledged the need to command a second or third language apart from the national language, such as English, Chinese and Tamil. However, he stressed they must be done under one roof and not under a fragmented system. He also claimed that the syllabus in vernacular schools deviated from Malaysian history and has failed to uphold the national language. If you're a fan of Netflix, good news for you because Malaysia still can't censor its content. Communications and Multimedia Minister Anwar Musa told Parliament today that the government does not have the legal tools needed to block sensitive content on streaming services such as Netflix. According to Anwar, this is because the country does not have jurisdiction over companies operating outside the country.
Memang tidak dinafikan bercanggah dengan nilai-nilai budaya dan sensitiviti negara kita yang lazimnya melanggar akta pelesenan, tapi undang-undang kita hanya tertakluk kepada platform yang berdaftar dan dilesenkan dalam negara kita.
Anwar said because of this, the government will need to take a softer approach before a mechanism to deal with such content is put in place.
Kita belum mempunyai satu mekanisme dan kalau sekiranya ada sesuatu yang kita merasakan sangat tidak wajar untuk ditayangkan dalam negara kita, MCMC perlu membuat engagement dengan pihak yang berkenaan di luar negara dan boleh membuat permohonan kepada mereka untuk perkara itu dilihat ataupun dikaji, dan itu saja yang boleh kita lakukan, tetapi force of law tidak dapat dikuatkuasakan bagi platform yang beroperasi daripada luar negara.
Now we have a message from our sponsor. When we're back, we take a look at Malaysia's new tallest building.
Shellfish, red meat, and beer. If you love indulging in these foods, you may end up with high uric acid level in your blood. These foods consist high level of purine, a substance that will eventually break down into uric acid and be excreted through our urine. It is recommended that the amount of dietary purines should be kept between 600 to 1,000 milligrams per day. Having too much uric acid in your blood can cause attacks of gout. It can also cause kidney stones and blockage in the kidney. The crystallization of the excessive uric acid in your blood can be eased by reducing purine-rich food to only 100 to 150 milligrams daily, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and consuming urinary alkalinizer like Ural. It consists of sodium bicarbonate, citric acid, and sodium citrate that increases the urinary pH and solubility of uric acid to prevent crystallization. Best of all, it's lemon-flavored and sugar-free. Ural, effective urinary alkalinizer. Neutralize your uric acid problem now.
"118 stories, and with a spire that large, it's really hard to miss. Merdeka 118 is nearing completion." The world's second tallest building, the Merdeka 118 Tower, is now 85% complete. Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob got to see the building up close today as he attended the spire completion ceremony. During his speech, he called the construction amid the COVID-19 pandemic a great engineering achievement for the country. He said the Merdeka 118 sets an industry benchmark in Malaysia as an iconic tower of the future. Ismail Sabri also said the construction of the tower would benefit the Malaysian family as the precinct would be a new economic catalyst for Kuala Lumpur. He added that the tower will also provide opportunities for the local community, especially in nearby areas such as Petaling Street, Kampong Atap and Pudu to generate the economy. As of today, the tower floor installation has reached the 118th floor, while the glass panel installation has reached the 114th floor. Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has admitted that he was given a lease to a large piece of land, but according to him, he had to pay for it. Former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has once again hit back at his political rival, Najib Abdul Razak. This comes after Najib claimed that Mahathir had been offered in 2014 a 60-year lease on a 34-acre beachfront property in Langkawi for just 3,200 ringgit per year. Admitting that he did take the lease, the Langkawi MP said he did not get it for free or at a discounted rate. Mahathir said this was unlike Najib, who had requested the government to award him with a luxury property. Mahathir explained that the lease means that he still has to pay for it and it was not a gift. Mahathir said Najib was trying to divert attention from his own problem, where he had rejected his own request for a luxury real estate from the government. Mahathir also challenged the authorities to investigate and charge him in court if he had conducted any offences. The issue resurfaced recently after Mahathir began questioning Najib's request for a plot of land and government housing, reportedly valued at 100 million ringgit, as part of his privilege as a former Prime Minister.
Anwar Ibrahim supporters are pushing for a DAP lawmaker to apologise. They even protested outside his office. Here's more on that.
A DAP assemblyperson's call for Anwar Ibrahim to resign as the chief of Pakatan Harapan appears to have angered quite a few people. A group of Pahang Pakatan Harapan supporters yesterday gathered at the office of Lee Chin Chen to protest. In a statement, PKR Paya Besar Branch Chief Wan Fauzuldin Wan Samad called his statement rude and urged the Pahang opposition chief to apologise to Anwar. He said if Lee fails to apologise, he would urge all PKR and Amanah machinery in Bentong to stop all cooperation with DAP in the Duelled constituency. According to Wan Fauzuldin, the group went to Lee's office at 2:30 p.m, where they also submitted a memorandum of protest to Lee's special officer. Last week, Lee posted on Facebook his call for Anwar to resign as Harapan chairperson, following the coalition's poor performance in the recently concluded Malacca state election.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.